Hello, everyone, to another week of What to Stream. We skipped last week because we were so busy, but we're back, and Jana and I will be talking about some recent releases, right?
Yeah.
How are you?
Good, and you, Lupe?
Good,
Thank you so much, and apologies for last week we weren't here.
Yeah, it's going to be like that from now on. Now that we have to go in person, I've been saying, to screenings and stuff, it's a little harder. All right, so let's kick it off with a brand new movie hitting Hulu, starring John Cena, Little Rel, and it's a raunchy comedy called Vacation Friends. And like I mentioned, it's John Cena, Little Rel, and those two seem like the odd pairing. Here they are. And basically Marcus, played by Little Rel, and his future fiance Emily, they go to a Mexican resort. He's about to propose to her. He's got all these plans. He's he's big on planning. But then he meets these two wild childs, Ron and Kyla, at the Mexican resort, and they screw up everything for them. So what ends up happening is they have to stay with them because their suite got ruined because of their dumb mistake. And so then they're really nice people, but they're overbearing. Marcus is uptight, and Ron and Kyla are just free spirits. Anything goes. If they happen to destroy something, oh well, that's how it goes. So their motto is, let's just enjoy life. Whatever happens, happens. And Marcus is like, whoa, like I got plans. But all that goes up in the air. And so they start to have a really good time. They start doing drugs. And Marcus is like, whoa, I don't know. And everyone else is like, let's have a good time. He's like, all right, I'll let loose. But some things happen. And then there's like two parts of this movie. So it's the Mexican resort. So then they go their separate ways. Like, oh my God, we're going to be longtime friends. Ron and Kyla are like, we're going to be longtime friends. And Marcus and Emily are like, yeah. Okay, bye. Like they don't want anything to do with them because they have a wedding to plan. So it's, their goodbyes. And then the second half of the movie, they're dealing with their wedding. As usual, the father-in-law is not a big fan of Marcus. And then who comes crashing the wedding weekend? Kyla and Ron, bringing all their mayhem, and hilarity ensues. So it is on Hulu, as I mentioned, and I really enjoyed it. I thought I was going to hate it because I thought, well, my initial reaction is like, well, if it went to Hulu, it went for a reason. But I actually enjoyed it, and I was surprised. I mean, a lot of things don't make sense. Like, how can they destroy all this property because they're having so much fun, but not be responsible for it? So I was like, okay, all right, I'll let that go by the wayside because you're having a really good time, and you tend to pick like which side what kind of person you are. It's like, are you either free spirit or you're like Marcus, where a little uptight, or his fiance is kind of like in the middle. So I thought it was a lot of fun. I mean, like I said, it's not structured like your normal movie because, like you said, there's two parts, so it's a little bizarre, but in the end, you end up liking Ron and Kyla. And then Marcus, because he's so uptight, it's like he just can't let go of it. So I think it was a good time. So if you're looking for a good time, I think you'll have fun with all the shenanigans that goes on in this movie. It's not a perfect movie, but if you're watching it on Hulu, if you're already subscribed to it, it's a good time. Right? Jana, what did you think?
Yeah, I really have a great time watching. I thought that it was like John Cena was perfect as Rome. I don't know, it was so funny. I think, you know what I mean? I think they just show us like when you find friends on a trip, it's just like that, not the drugs. I never did drugs on trips, but it's like that. You make friends, you party, you have a great time, and then goes like, just type of stuff. Whatever happened in Vegas, stay in Vegas, those kind of stuff. And then I was like, okay. But I had a great time watching. I think it was amazing, and the way they come back to their lives, I think was amazing. Was so surprised. I was like, how come they are able to come here and find us? You know what I mean?
Yeah, like those little things don't make sense, but you're like, oh, whatever, we're having a good time. And then John Cena and Little Rel, they play opposites because Little Rel always plays like the buddy. He's a free guy. He's like, hey, buddy, what's up? And he kind of always plays that kind of guy. But here he's just straight up, uptight. And John Cena is like this big gentle bear, even though he does some crazy things because he's having a good time. But they're really, really nice to them. They take care of them. So it's kind of sweet. They're just not, wild and and don't care about them. They do really care about them. So I thought that was really nice. And yeah, I love John Cena. I think he does better in comedy, because we don't expect him to be, funny, because he's such a big tough guy. And he said, an interview that I have up now, that he used that stereotype. He leaned into it, but he plays kind of this gentle kind of guy who's huge. And there's a one scene where something else goes wrong because Ron screwed it up, and Little Rel is like trying to, strangling him. And it was it's so funny. He's just sitting there. You're just looking at him going, dude, it's okay, relax. He's like, you ruined my whole life. It was just hilarious.
I love it. I think I had a great time. And if you have Hulu, we're just going to have a great time this weekend because, just watch it. Yeah. I think, I don't know, if it was maybe for the theaters, I don't know.
Yeah, maybe you want to pay for it.
Yeah, but what I think was good, I think was a really good move to release as a Hulu original film. So I like it.
Thumbs up for the vacation plan. Yes, 2 thumbs up. It was fun. All right, so what do you have next?
What I have next is already playing theaters and also at HBO Max is Reminiscence, is the new movie with Hugh Jackman, and was written and directed by Lisa Joy, and follows this private investigator that he analyzed the mind and goes to the minds of people and goes to the past and then he helps his clients assessing lost memories, those memories that you have back that you don't remember, that you can remember. He's the one that does that, but suddenly his life changed forever because he just uncovers something, conspiracy, and why at the same time that he was trying to solve the mystery behind one of his clients that went missing. So you have also the story is set in Miami, but it's in a sunk Miami, has a lot of water. It was funny to see that, because I spent part of my life in Miami, so it was really interesting to see that, because that is a possibility that can really happen. So and was fun. So you have Hugh Jackman, Rebecca Ferguson. I always cannot say the name of this actress that is next to Hugh Jackman in this picture.
Tandy Newton.
Tandy Newton, yes, and Natalie Martinez and Daniel Wu, right? And it's beautiful shot because I saw in the movie theater. Those are the ones that they force us to go to the movie theater to watch. And it's beautiful, but I think it's not perfect, right? I think there is a little gaps here and there on the story. You know what I mean? And if you don't know, Lisa Joy she one of the writers for Westworld. So the movie has a little bit of that tone for Westworld. Remind me sometimes some of the scenes like Blade Runner. If you and I don't know if you agree. Did you watch that, Lupe?
Yeah, I watched it on HBO Max, and I didn't enjoy it as much. I like the characters, but I just didn't I don't think they did enough for the character. Like Hugh Jackman's character is interesting, and Thandie Newton, and they have a past, and they don't really explore that. You just kind of hear what their relationship is, and like Rebecca Ferguson, I love Rebecca Ferguson, but I think here playing the femme fatale, it was just so cliche. But I did like it visually, and like you mentioned, they show that it's in the future, and Miami's sort of underwater. Yeah. So they're living like the rich, of course, like the usual theme in the movie. The rich have their own little section up higher above the water level, and then the rest of the I guess the non-rich people are in the city, but some areas are sunken, some areas are just like foot level water. So I like that scene, but yeah, there's just nothing to do, and this whole femme fatale kind of thing. My husband was like, "Hey, that's Who Framed Roger Rabbit when she's singing with the type of dresses. He's like, what is this? Right. Where's Roger Rabbit? What the hell? He fell asleep. I watched it like in sections. I just thought it was really boring. Just the fact that he's going after this woman that he met, that he fell in love, and she disappeared. And, you know, as he starts unraveling the mystery, you know, it's just like, so cliche. It was just so cliche.
Yeah. And I think I was like, that's it. I thought I was expecting so much more of the movie. And it's unfortunate because I really want to enjoy more. And especially because Hugh Jackman there, and I like him. I think he's a great actor.
Yeah.
But I was like, that's okay. You know, it's funny because one of the scenes that they show downtown Miami, I can see the building that I used to live. And I was like, oh my God, I live there.
I would have been safe.
Yeah, I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, that's funny. But, you know, if you have HBO Max, watch it.
Check it out on there.
But
you'll be bored.
But I wouldn't spend money to go to the movie theaters.
Like, I mean, like you said, you saw it in the movie theater, so it looked really nice. I mean, it looked nice on my screen.
But I would go if you appreciate cinematography, if you appreciate those type of like this technical part, not just the story. You watch it in a movie theater. If you're looking for something to I don't know, a good story or something that's very like not close to the perfect script, that's not the movie. You know?
Yeah, I mean, I think Hugh Jackman fans will like it. I think he always plays a riveting character, and he's interesting. You know, but like we were the Thandie Newtons as a viewer, because Thandie's like, you know, why are you so obsessed with this woman? Just move on. And we're like, just move on, dude.
Forget her. I don't. What's wrong? And I think you know, I create that in my mind. I think they are lovers, or they have a relationship in the past. I think so, because the way that they know each other for quite some time, like you can sense that. But
yeah, and Thandie's badass. Thandie comes in, saves the day. She's badass. So you're like, all right, Thandie.
Yeah, he was hot.
Yeah. I mean, I was so confused because I don't know if Thandie's character was in love with Hugh Jackman's character, because it's really vague. So I mean, I wasn't sure. What was your take? Do you think that she was in love with him, or it was purely business? Because they're business partners.
I don't know. I think she was. I don't know.
I think it was strange. It wasn't clear, right?
Yeah, it wasn't clear. But I think she had something. I think they had something in the past that was like without closure. You know what I mean? And then they became friends because their life got them together, and then because of this, everything that they do together with the memories. So
yeah, because they were in the military together, so they fought and they were partners of some kind.
Something
never
like
clear,
that,
like police partners or military partners.
Military, I don't know.
It was so strange, but okay, so it's like
like this.
Watch it on HBO Max. That's all you gotta say.
Yeah.
Break out the popcorn. All right, moving on. I'm going to a TV series next, and we're talking about 9 Perfect Strangers. Great cast, as you see here. It's based on a book. We all know Nicole Kidman loves to do projects based on a previous property. And it's nice, as the title suggests, is 9 strangers who come together at a retreat. It's a health resort run by Nicole Kidman's Masha. That's such a strange name. Masha. And she's sort of this guru, or she comes off like this guru. And all these people are self-absorbed. You have a character who's an Instagram influencer, and she's just taking pictures and looking pretty all the time. That's played by Samara Weaving. Melissa McCarthy is an author who was just rejected. Her last novel was rejected, so she's devastated. There's Michael Shannon, who plays a husband who lost his child to suicide, and he brings his wife to try to make amends, and their daughter, to try to feel, give some closure to their tragedy. Then you have Luke Evans, who's kind of a dick. We don't really know what he's there for. I think he was forced to go there. And then Bobby Cannavale plays a former football player who had an injury, and he's very angry. He's very angry at life. So he seems like he was forced there as well. And then we have Manny Jacinto. A lot of people are talking about him on social media. Definitely a cutie. And you have all these other characters. And I forget the actress's name. I didn't list her here. She was in Girls Trip. She's also such a weird character, and you don't really know what's going on in this show. Like, they all seem like they don't want to be there. This is on Hulu. Their first 3 episodes, I believe, are online now. I watched all 3 episodes all at once. I fell asleep because I was tired. And then I rewatched it again. And I don't know. The jury is out on this one. I'm curious because they don't really give you answers. You don't really know why these people are there. They don't seem like they want to be there. No. So you're wondering, like, why are they there? Yeah. Well, there's one couple, Samara Weaving and her boyfriend and her husband. They're there sort of this like marriage counseling, but everybody else seems like they don't really want to be there. They don't want to. You have to give up your cell phone, everything to do with outside life. You just have to focus on yourself. So you have a lot of issues coming up, and they're talking about their issues forcefully almost. And then on the 3rd episode, one of the characters realizes, what are you drugging us with? Because they control their diet. So every morning they give them like a smoothie, and each one is made individually. And there's, the 3rd episode ends with, are you drugging us? And Nicole Kidman's like, a little eyebrow goes up, and you're like, oh, they are, because they're letting loose, but they're not willingly letting loose. It's just happening. Yeah. Like, what the heck is going on? Like, are you giving us a truth serum? So I think the 4th episode might be up already. I think it's every weekend. There's a new episode. So jury's still out. I mean, it's a great cast. That's why I'm sticking with it. And Melissa McCarthy is really good. I mean, if you enjoy her comedy, she's very funny in it, but she's also has a lot of trauma as well. And, you kind of want to stick around and see what's going on with all these other characters, because like I said, they don't want to be there. So how did they end up there? And then Masha has her own issues. Somebody sending her death threats, and we get a little bit of information. Somebody sued her. I guess there was some kind of incident. And so somebody is texting her, telling her, I'm watching you. They show her videos. So there's like a lot of layers where it was kind of like White Lotus. At first you're like, I don't know if I'm into this. Let me see how it goes. So I think you just have to tune in and just keep watching and see where it goes. Obviously, if you've read the book, you know where it's going. But for myself who hasn't seen it. So
I didn't
great cast.
Well, like you were talking, is a mix of old and Fantasy Island.
Kind of. I haven't seen old.
I don't know. I'm just saying because I was like, okay, old. They're drugging them. They're like in the island just because. And Fantasy Island is like a beautiful place, but tricky.
Yeah, no, definitely. I definitely got Fantasy Island vibes, because she would say like, what are your dreams? What are you hoping? And you're like, what is this, Fantasy Island? She missed her work. And she does wear light clothes, which is funny. She wears like white and flowery, and she's so skinny though. It bothers me that she's so thin. Like, gain some weight, Nicole. She's just really thin. I don't know. I don't know why I said that, but Anyway, besides that, I mean, check it out. It's a great cast. They're all really, really good.
It's on my list. I didn't have time because so many stuff going on, and like a lot of stuff to watch it, to prep for interviews, and that comes before that, and then it's on my list, and then I was like, oh, I'm gonna check it out. Thank you, Lupe.
I can watch for you till the end and then let you know if it's worth it, because what happens is like they drag you along, you're interested, and then there's a twist, and you're like, oh really? They do a M. Night Shyamalan on you. You're like, oh okay, that was dumb.
Like, really?
Yeah, so who knows? Like, White Lotus was pretty good. By the end it was like you were hooked, and then by the end you're like, it was a tragedy, it was tragic, and you're like, oh wow, that was good, okay. And I couldn't wait to see the next episode. So it's kind of had that same vibe as White Lotus, where you're like these uppity people coming into the resort, acting like the world belongs to them, kind of deal, Right. And then
that one I some people liked it. I checked it online.
The Lotus,
a lot of people loved it. I was like, okay. I need to
check characters. Their characters really great. You had the male Karen who was bitching about everything because he's entitled. He's entitled rich white guy. And there's so many topics that come up. It was kind of controversial because they talk about how one character feels bad for the Native Hawaiians in the White Lotus, because all these white rich people come and enjoy their island, and yet the corporations are the ones that are making money off the tourism, not the local residents. So, I mean, I like the themes in there. This one doesn't have those types of themes in there. It's mostly about, being self-aware of who these characters are, and they're not there yet. Like, they don't realize like what they're doing. Like, as an audience member, we're like, yeah, we know what's wrong with you, but they're not aware of what their problem is. So I'll keep watching. I'll let you know.
Okay, let me know. So now we're gonna go to a happy place, to animation. Yay! I love that. We're gonna be talking about Paw Patrol the movie, which is like in theaters and also at Paramount Plus, which is, I thought that it was a great take on these little cute dogs. And so this time around, they are like they're in their city, Adventure City, and the mayor is start to do some crazy stuff, and they need to, and of course they call their favorite dogs to save the city. But this time around, they're gonna have they have a help of a new character, a new puppy. Her name is Liberty, and she's very wild. She's very super cute. I like her. Her voice is who voices her is Marcia Martin, and I think the story involves, and I think it's super cute for kids. They have a beautiful message on like helping the community, pay forward, and all these everything that the series has. That we already know. I think they were able to put on the movie and so much more. I really enjoyed watching, and I loved it. I don't know if you liked it too. Did you watch it?
Yeah, no, I watched it because I had an interview with the two kids who voice puppies, and I enjoyed it. I was like, oh, this is so cute. I watched it on my phone, and I love puppies. Obviously, I love dogs. So I thought it was so cute, and it has a great message, because one of the pups, after he experiences almost a tragedy, he loses confidence in himself. And then another new puppy, she's got so much confidence and she's willing to do whatever, and she jumps in, to help people. And I just really like that that's the message that the kids are getting. It's just really positive. And of course, the poor kitties, they get a bad rap in the movie because they're with the villain. And so they do their little sneaky little things because the villain tells them to.
Exactly.
But they don't give them justice at the end.
But I think it was great. I think this is one of the things that my son used to watch, and we watched together this one. Of course, he's a little older right now, but even though he was like, oh my God, that's so good. Like, I liked it. I like this new character. So I think it was, even though he's already 10, but it still hits him right there in the heart. So I think it's a good message. And the voice cast was really good. Like, it was Marcia Martin, Ian Armitage, and they have all these other like wonderful voices there. Tyler Perry, what else?
Kim Kardashian.
Kim Kardashian, Lily Bachelor, Dex Shepard. All this was super fun. I think I had a great time, and if you didn't watch it yet, you're gonna have a great time.
It's a TV show, right? Since obviously I don't have kids, I don't know. Yeah. So and there's a lot of seasons, right?
Yeah, a lot of seasons, and the series is a success. I don't know why it took them so long to make a movie out of it. I don't know. I think they never thought that would be that great. I don't know.
Well, I think now that there's streaming services, like now there's, they're ramping up production. So they're just trying to find any single property that they have to make a movie specifically for like HBO Max. Because, before it was like direct to video sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So I think now, because they have so many options.
The first, there is like for the first series, the first time it was 2013. The Paw Patrol. Okay. Yeah. So, and then it's there's all these wonderful messages, and it was the series premiere at Nickelodeon
Mm-hmm.
in 2013. So you see, that grew with my son. They have like 8 seasons already. So
8 seasons?
8 seasons.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling you. It took them a lot of time to to make a movie. Maybe they just want to kept as a series, and now, as you said, like they need to figure out how to what to bring to to us. But this
And
is
it's on,
like a
yeah, and it's on
tons.
Paramount Plus. So I
Yeah,
mean, you can just bring the whole family there. Why go to the movies? You're gonna hear me say
yeah,
that. Well, when
yeah,
you're a big family, I mean, it's expensive. When I would take my
yeah.
parents, and I was like $80 just for tickets, and then on top of that, then they would pay for concessions. That's another $30. Like, man, it's expensive taking my parents to the movie theater, and they fall asleep anyways because they're viejitos, they're
No,
elderly.
but I think this one you can stream.
Yeah, I
It's
think this one's a
yeah,
great for
and
streaming.
it's a thumbs up.
Thumbs up
Very
for me too. I don't have any
yeah,
kids, and I enjoyed it.
yeah. You see, they,
Yeah. All
I
right,
loved
now
it.
we're gonna talk back to the adult stuff. We are going to talk about a new movie that premiered last week on Netflix called Sweet Girl with Jason Momoa and Isabel Merced, otherwise known as, what was her previous name? I forgot.
Uh, ooh,
Moner.
Monet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she was Dora the Explorer, the movie version. And it also stars Manuel Garcia Rulfo and Adria Arjono. And Jason Momoa's character, he's devastated after losing his wife to cancer. He and his daughter are left, obviously, behind. And he is blaming her death on the big pharmaceutical CEO who took the drug that was going to save her life off the shelf because they were going to package it and make more money off of it. So he vows to go after this guy to pay for what he has done. And as you guessed, even just based on that premise, it's ridiculous, going back. And so he goes into Action Jackson mode and goes after this guy and whoever is involved. And there's a politician who's also involved in it. And it just gets messy. And then there's a twist, and you're like, really? So I don't know, Jana, about you. I thought it was a waste of a movie, waste of
Yeah.
talent. It
I
was
think it was a
ridiculous.
waste of my time, waste of talent, waste of movie money. I don't know what happened there. I don't know.
It's just so heavy-handed, the messaging
Yeah,
about, we already know pharmaceutical companies are the devil. I mean, they make money off people's sickness. But this movie was just so heavy-handed. It was just like, wow, really? Like, the
yeah,
guy vows to kill this guy, and then there's a politician involved who gets involved in it, and then there's a twist at the end. Should we say? I mean, it's already been out a week. Let's just talk about the twist because it's
yeah.
ridiculous. So
It's ridiculous.
basically, they go after this guy, and there's a whistleblower who calls Jason Momoa's character and says, "Look, I have evidence that there was some bribery going on, and that's why the drug was taken off the shelf." And then he's killed. And then the assassin, played by Manuel Garcia Rulfo, also stabs Jason Momoa. And then it jumps like 6 months later, and you see Isabel Merced's character. She's kickboxing, and because her dad was a boxer, and he would take her with him to train. So she starts training even harder, and she becomes kind of this badass. And we think it's both of them on the road,
Yeah,
trying to find this guy and enact revenge, and the assassin is after them because obviously they don't want them to be whistleblowers as well. And then it turns out Jason Momoa died after he got stabbed, and it was the girl imagining she was the dad, and she was
yeah. I was
going
like,
on the killing. She was going on the killing spree, and she was fighting men double her size and choking them out. And it was just like, what? Where did it
I was
go?
like, what? I was like, what is that? Why that?
So she basically went crazy.
Yeah,
That's what you're telling us.
she went crazy. She just got nervous because she lost the mom and the dad, and then go rogue. She went rogue. Like, But I was
But
like,
you're seeing Jason Momoa fight the people, and then all of a
yeah,
sudden they rewind. I love it when movies do that. They rewind and they place her as the killer of these, like, one bodyguard who is massive.
yeah.
Um,
I was like,
and it's just like, no, yeah, sorry. And then there's just the dialogue is really bad. There's one point where the detective tells her on the phone, look, what is your name? What's your name? Be confident. You're confident. You can do what you can do. And you're like, what the heck is going on? Well, in the end, you find out she knows what's going on.
yeah.
She knows that she's thinking she's her dad. I was like, oh, okay, wait a minute. And
I like,
luckily, I put it on
wait,
as background. I was editing, I think, or I was finishing editing. So I put something on the background just to have it play. But I would stop and be like, what the F?
yeah. I was like, what? No, I don't know. They are so talented. Like Jason Momoa, Isabella. I don't know why they. I just don't understand. I don't
They
know. I
probably
was
like
like,
the messaging in the movie, the fact that pharmaceutical
maybe,
company
yeah,
is the bad guy. But it was, like I said, it was so heavy-handed. I mean, I like, like Candyman has a lot of themes underneath the social injustices, but doesn't hit you over the head like
no,
Sweet
like
Girl
like
did.
what?
Yeah, I'm gonna kill you on national TV, and here's my name.
Yeah,
Here's my
no,
name. I'm gonna kill you. So
yeah,
come and get me because I already gave you my name. It was just like really dumb. And just some of the situations were, they were just excuses to have a big action piece.
yeah, yeah. I
So
agree with
it
you.
was a
And
total
then
mess.
that's why I'm telling you, it was like a waste of money, waste of talent, waste of, I don't know. But surprisingly enough, was on the top 10 and Netflix
Was it? Well, I mean,
after
it's
we,
Jason
yeah,
Momoa. And I do have to give credit. There's a lot of Latinos in the movie. So you have Isabel Merced, you had Manuel
Manuel,
Escarrulfo, who's a
Adrian,
Mexican, Adria Arjona, who's Mexican. So yeah, I gotta give props to, giving roles to Latinos. Too bad it wasn't
yeah,
a better story, a better script. Come on,
yeah.
Netflix,
But at
you can
least
do
like,
better.
uh, I think Manuel's character was a little stereotype because he
Yeah.
was the guy that kills everybody. But Adrian's was a regular woman, Latina
Mm-hmm.
woman with like sick. I
Mm-hmm.
think that part was a little nicer, but the rest, I
Yeah,
don't
but
know.
they were even that part was just heavy-handed. Like she's singing to the little girl, and you're like, okay,
Yeah,
really? Like you're gonna make us like feel really sad because she's gonna die? Of course, we're gonna be sad. We
yeah,
already
but
know that she's gonna die.
it's funny because I didn't watch the trailer for this movie. I went blind watching, but from the poster, I was expecting something else. You know what I mean? Another type of story,
Yeah,
not
yeah. The
something like
trailer wasn't good. I saw the trailer and I was like, yeah, I don't know about that.
yeah. I don't know.
So, well, big thumbs down, man.
Yeah.
Big one, 2 thumbs down.
Wow, wow.
Yeah, I haven't seen such a terrible movie in a long time. This one
Yeah,
takes the cake for sure.
yeah, that's for sure.
So,
So I
but
think
we've given you
yeah,
plenty of other choices.
yes, and I think we've been watching some stuff that we can talk about in the following weeks, but and pretty good stuff.
Yeah, I wish
And
we could talk about Candyman, but that's only a theatrical release. But
yeah,
you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go watch. I found it. It's on Peacock TV, the original Candyman from 1992, because I really want to compare it. Because I like horror movies. I've seen like Nightmare on Elm Street. I don't know how many times. But Candyman, I didn't want to see it again because it freaked me out so bad when I watched it as a teen in high school. I mean,
uh-huh.
in a movie theater. That guy Todd, I forgot his name, the actor who played Candyman. He freaked me out so bad.
Tony Todd.
Yeah, I could not see anything with him in it because he would freak me out. So I'm gonna go watch it
Really,
again.
I interviewed him once.
Oh
I
yeah,
was
I was like Candyman. I'm scared of you. Yeah, but I'm gonna go watch it again and see if it holds up. I just saw recently The Prophecy. It's on YouTube for free if you haven't seen it. It's a great movie, great horror movie. It's Christopher Walken as the Archangel Gabriel, and it's got Eric Stoltz and Virginia Madsen, who starred in the Candyman. It still holds up. So
Yeah,
I liked it. It was still kind of scary. Like I watched The Highlander. My husband bought the new 4K release. It wasn't. I was
yeah,
like, oh, it wasn't. It doesn't hold up. So it's
yeah,
interesting to see these older movies that You really liked it as a child?
We watched La Bamba.
And you watched La Bamba? I'm sure that still holds up.
Yeah, I think was good. Just the end was a kind of it's finished, like just finished. Like there's, I don't know.
They expect you to know what happened, or they give you
and then I was like, okay, but it was good. It was a good watch. We had fun, and then we watched with Ryan because of the music, and you know what I mean. Like this whole pandemic, we've been like showing him all these classic movies, you know what I mean? That the ones that he'll be able to watch right now, not the scary ones or the adult ones, but some of them will be showing him. And La Bamba we watched like last week, and we had a great time. It's on free on Amazon Prime.
Oh, okay, that's good to know.
Yeah.
All right. Well, those are our choices, good and bad.
Yeah.
For you. So, and if you want to reach us, you can reach us here's our handles right here. At Cinemovie or Jana on camera, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook. What am I missing? All those
YouTube,
platforms.
Twitter, Facebook, Instagram.
And so subscribe to the channel. Let us know if there's upcoming projects that you want us to watch and review, or give us your take on something that you just watched, or something that you watched that we talked about. What did you think about it? Maybe you liked it, so you can disagree with us, and or disagree with something we did like and you didn't like. So
just let us know on the comments below.
In the comments below, and make sure to subscribe and watch all these other great programming here on the Hollywood Critics Association. Oh, and we have to tell them to watch the award show this Sunday.
Yes, exactly. This Sunday. Oh my God, it started at 4:30, and it's gonna YouTube and Facebook as well. So
it was gonna be live in person, but given our current situation, again, we're doing this streaming, our first annual Television Critics Awards. So we have some good ones up there. So we should see some celebrities.
Yeah, and you can see me. Did you record something?
Not yet. I'm supposed to, but it's already Wednesday, so I don't know.
Okay, yeah. So we're gonna see me for sure because I already recorded. So.
Oh, okay. What category did you present?
Best Supporting Actress for for streaming services drama. And the winner is. Watch it on Sunday.
All right. Well, join us here next week. And I think this one's only theatrical. Yakuza Princess, but when it comes to digital, watch that one. It's worth watching. You might like it, Jana. It's based in Brazil within the Japanese community.
I watch it. By the way, talking about going to be available, Cruella is going to be available this Friday for all the Disney Plus subscribers.
I cannot wait to show my parents that movie because it's beautiful. That movie is beautiful.
It's beautiful. So I forgot. I should mention that. So this Friday is going to be available for everybody to watch it.
Yeah, that one's a big 2 thumbs up.
Yes. Yes, and then come back to the princess. I watched the movie. I spoke to the actress, and it's really cool. It was mixed Brazil and the Japanese culture. It's good.
Which one?
The Yakuza.
Oh yeah, I did too. Yeah,
Yakuza Princess.
I thought of you. I thought of Jana. I was like, Jana, because your husband's Japanese, right?
Yeah, he's half Brazilian, half Japanese. So
yeah, I didn't know there was a big community of Japanese.
Yeah, it's a big, huge community there.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah,
that
was like cool. When they left Japan, back like for the World War II. Mm-hmm. A lot of them went to Brazil. That's why my husband's grandparents, they went to Brazil.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, in Peru, I met a Japanese Peruvian who was speaking Spanish to me, and I was kind of like, what? And then she explained to me, in Peru, there's a big, the Japanese went there to mine gems. And so there's a big community in Peru. So when I met her, I was like, "Oh, what? You're Asian, but you're speaking Spanish. What is it? What's happening here?"
There is a lot of them. They went off to South America because it was like they have like all these, especially Brazil. They became farmers, and they do all these farmers markets. They have they sell vegetables, fruits, and everything. Like
see, you learn a lot of stuff through movies.
That's
Cool.
awesome. That's
All
good.
right. Well, we're going to sign off. Join us next week. Tell your friends about us, and we will see you next week. Bye, Jana.
Bye, Lupe. See you next week. Bye.
Hasta luego.